Okay, so I had my first real failure on the bike yesterday after 1200, and it's not really a failure as in nothing broke, but it did not function as expected. So what's actually happened is the carbon belt has become loose. So the way to fix it is make sure the belt is back on its little gear track here, and then what you want to do is push this whole assembly that away. And the way you do it is by loosening these bolts which hold the assembly in place. The first thing you actually do is make the back pedal point backwards, because what you're going to do is access one of the holes out here to make this whole assembly slide forward and tighten the belt for us. Now there's an app on the phone called the Gates app, and what it allows you to do is to basically tweak this belt, and when it makes a noise the phone microphone will pick it up and will allow you to tune the belt so it's at the correct tightness. So that's what you're going to do. This is of course floppy and it needs to be fixed. So the first thing to do is to remove these two things. I'm also going to clean the bike because the bike is filthy, so before I put my hands in there. The first thing I do is clean the bike off, and the way to do it is with WD-40. Just hose it down. And you can see how dirty the bike actually is. So ultimately it's a vehicle, and vehicles get dirty all the time. So yeah, that's how dirty the bike was. The next thing I'm going to do is unbolt these two things. Okay, so now I'm just gonna loosen this thing. And let me clean this out because now they have so that's done. Now we'll have to tighten or loosen the belt. So the way to do it is to take a thing and screw it in. Let's shove it in here. And okay, so this way makes it a lot looser, so the opposite way makes it tighter. So let me lift up the bike and then go the opposite way. Okay, so you can see the mechanism pivot as I move it. So let me add more light. Okay, so as I move it, you can see the whole mechanism pivot, and you can see it making the belt tighter or looser. So let me show this again. The mechanism pivots and then it just makes it tighter or looser, depending on what you want to do. Okay, so after a lot of trial and error, I figured out the easiest way to do it, which is this thing. I don't bother with this thing stuck in the groove here. I just put a C pliers. And then it's basically just tighten or release, left or right. So just swing your arms around and it'll tighten or release the things. So let me show you. Let me get a proper grip on this one first. I think I'll switch to my C channel ones, which are better. Okay, so the best way to do it is actually with a set of C clamps. So this thing basically rotates, and I can make it tighter or less tight depending on how to gun. I've done a full tightness here, so that's more than enough. But using a set of C clamps, you can just tighten it or loosen it. Make sure that this metal portion which fits into the carbon fiber does not come out. It needs to be aligned with this, and then you just loosen it and you can see the belt slacking or going. So that's the easiest way of doing it. Make sure it's aligned with the carbon fiber, because there's a metal insert. It's also a fairly dirty job, so you should probably wear gloves. Otherwise, you know. But anyway, it's fairly simple once I figure it out. So let me tighten it and then I'll fire up the Gates carbon app. So Gates carbon drive said it was 41 hertz, which is this. Take attention here. So it needs a little more, because it's 45 to 60 would be the. So here we go again. Tighten it a little bit more, not by much, but and let's try this again. It's a little bit tighter. So okay, so now it's fine. Good enough. So now I'm going to just tighten these two bolts back up, and then that should be it. You might want to put a cloth around these things because the paint does flake off. So these ones are not that great. But yeah, other than that, it's fine. So we just tighten up these bolts. That's about as tight as you can go, and then we'll try it out. And there you have it. Chain is tight, it's not going to come out, and that's it for the fix. And of course, we have a giant mess to clean up as usual. So,
starting spot cleaning.
robots to the rescue.
Initiative. Stand by.
And there you go, like it never even happened.